Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Today, it's kind of a bit choppy. Not entirely choppy, but somewhat choppy. We had a nice move. I forgot to make a post about this. We had a nice move on SpaceX yesterday, almost up to 140, right? By the way, for the record, I am currently shorting SPY off of this previous day high. Or not the previous day high, this level here, right? I don't know why it's labeled as the previous day high. That's a... What? Okay, ignore that text. That is not previous day high. There we go. Off of this resistance here, right? But it is starting to look a bit bull flaggy. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm shorting it as long as it's below here. If you guys have any questions or want me to look at anything, feel free to put it in the chat. I'll take a look at it. Let's check in on my swings. Currently, I was able to get roughly 80% on NVIDIA this morning on my NVIDIA calls, which is nice considering that those were actually down yesterday. And I did receive a lot of junk for that for some reason. NVIDIA definitely needed a bounce, so that was quite reasonable. We had, let's see what else. See, I had NVIDIA. Well, NVIDIA was actually set 73%. Dyno calls are they're climbing back up, right? I'm only down about 10% on them now, so they're back up to 110. I still have my JetBlue calls. My Riley calls have made a nice comeback today. They're sitting at 0.40. And for the record, the NVIDIA calls are still green. BMY was up 30% this morning. I think it was falling, so I might have stopped out on those at break even. Yeah, so I did stop out on those. Just fine. I took profit on those twice, so it's not that big of a deal. There is a giveaway in live stream today. I'm gonna get $50 away to 2 people in stream. My streams are only about an hour and a half typically, so it'll be within that period sometime. CRCL. Yeah, let me take a look. This one is up, what is it, 9% right now? Pretty strong. Let's see where it can stop. If it's going to stop anywhere, it would be around here, right? So you have, it's actually like a quadruple top in this area. So who gets the giveaway? It'll be anyone that's in live stream. So you're looking at a quadruple top here on CRCL, right? This is, if you're going to try to short it, this would be ideal, a good spot. If it breaks here, I mean, we're looking at a much higher move up to 85-ish. That's what I would be looking for here. You do have to consider as well that there is an overall downtrend here taking place. So you have, it's extra risky always going long on a downtrend, right? Especially if it's of a longer downtrend, which is the case here. But it does seem like it found a bottom and it did come down and fill this gap, right? It could be time to head back up to 85. That would be nice. I would like to see that. Apple needs a bounce. I don't know if you were the same person that was saying this yesterday, but yes, Apple needs a bounce. And my SPY puts are now green, actually. Yeah, nice. Let's see. I think SPY is pulling back again. Let's see if I can get 20% on these. Yeah, this is good. This is good. But I do need more of a pullback, probably like roughly down to 73-ish. I'm sorry, I was talking about Apple. Apple is, yeah, it needs a bounce, but realistically, I was talking about this yesterday, how it's going to stay and chop here for a little bit within this range, right? Once it gets back above, we can see a move back up to 315. I think somebody yesterday did take some 315 calls. Um, look at Marvel. Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at Marvel. Oop. Marvel is... It's one of those ones I've kind of stopped trading because for some reason the options prices are really expensive on this one. I don't know why, but it did have that breakout that I was talking about a few days ago, right? I think it was 2 weeks ago. I talked about when it was first breaking out of this like trendline resistance here. It's hit the upside target, right? Typically after the breakout, you would target around this area right here, and it's kind of just chopped around here. So now we have to ask the question, are we just going to head back down? Are we going to keep going up, right? And what I did notice when I was looking at it yesterday is we're kind of forming these, I've talked about these like side head and shoulder patterns before, and you're kind of looking at one of those right now, right? This would be awesome if this did play out and this was like one of those head and shoulders, right? You would want to target like 250 here, especially if the neckline breaks. This is your neckline, right? And for those of you who think this is ridiculous or have never seen a head and shoulders like this is a real head and shoulders pattern, right? You can have a head and shoulders that isn't directly like cut, like perfectly cut, right? It's not always a perfectly flat neckline. It can be slightly slanted. Now, if it was a slant, like something like this, right? If you had for example, let's say that the price was like this, and then like this, and this, and this. You can't say that that is the shoulder. You know, that's too much. Typically, I wouldn't call that like a head and shoulders pattern, but it can be at a slight slant like this, right? So ideally, this is a head and shoulders, right? And you want to target like 250 going upwards of 270. That would be my price targets on this one. GM. And ignore my hair too. I'm getting it cut today. So this is the longest I've ever had my hair. And it's miserable. I just really wanted to like test and see if I was able to have my hair this long without giving me a headache, and I am getting headaches from this, so this is not fun at all. It's going to be going away. So for GM, you have, it looks like we're going to see another breakout here. That's what I'm seeing. Could I look at knock? I don't know how to say it. Knock. I've heard people say it differently. So here we're still in a downtrend, right? I think it's got more downside, in my opinion. Should keep going, especially with this breakdown here. So I'll chart it out, right? So you have this here, right? And chances are it's going to retest right here. So we'll get this, it'll retest and then drop again, right? That's pretty much what we're going to see. I'm almost positive. No way, no cut. I don't know. I've had it for so long. It's kind of starting to irritate me. How about Tesla calls? I played Tesla calls yesterday, but we're back into the 330s now. Mid 330s, actually. Outside the opening range, but this is the only reason why I would say it's a little difficult to, or why I possibly wouldn't go for calls right now, is because you're running right into this resistance, right? Let me put up on the daily for you. This is that previous low, right? Get through this, and that was a old bear target. Get through this, right? And we fill this entire gap here, which I would love to happen. I would love for this gap to get filled. That's a whole move up to roughly like 370. I am rooting for this to fill that gap. Nvidia, yeah. Let me take a look at Nvidia now. Sorry, this was actually, I meant for this one to be the first one that I charted this morning. I already took profit on NVIDIA calls today. I don't plan on going in NVIDIA again unless we retest yesterday's low, right? Unless we get down to like 217-ish, I don't plan on averaging or adding a new call. Just because I took 80% on those this morning already. The thing is, if we do see it break out over the opening range, I wouldn't mind going long, but I would need to see a strong move above 220. For me personally. Any day trades today, yeah, like I said, I'm in the 773 SPY puts right now. Those are sitting at break even, like exactly. Ideally, I'd like to see a move on SPY towards the low of day. I think a move towards the low of day would be nice. Yeah, my SPY calls or SPY puts are sitting right at break even right now. I have the 773 puts at around roughly 0.77, 0.78. That's all I'm holding right now because I really don't trust anything else. What is your view on APLD in the coming months? Somebody just asked me this. I forgot. Roughly, in my opinion, because it's in data processing services, I am very bullish on the sector as a whole, right? And I have constantly said, buy the dip. It's an opportunity to get more. But this is a downtrend, right? And while this is a good, we could say this is a good base pattern down here, there's a higher chance of more downside than upside. And I agree, SPY puts do look good, right? If it would just drop, we need like a decent sized drop. Just patiently waiting. Do I ever trade SPX options? Only in power hour typically, because while I do personally trade them throughout the day, right, alongside with SPY and QQQ, they're just really expensive to alert to the Altor community. And I know some folks would appreciate it, and that's why I've brought folks like Zenith and I think Mark also does SPX every so often. But I know Zenith is a really big SPX player, and I will be bringing another SPX player into the community. But personally, for me, I don't alert them until power hour, typically. QQQ 270, 222 and 223 rejections are strong. 718 seems to be a strong support. Let me take a look. Are we talking more like on a short term or long term? Because if we're talking short term, yeah, I mean 722 is that level here, right? It should be plotted out. I don't know why the indexes haven't dropped already. I'm surprised. They should be going down. For 723, yeah, 723 and 722, this whole range here is the top of the opening range, right? So realistically, I would say like 724 is the stronger level. Let me take a look at Adobe. No. Wow, okay. Adobe's looking at this double top here. Which could be good for a breakout. It's been on a nice steady grind up over the past couple months since June, and it really didn't suffer from the whole like the AI drop. Which I'm surprised, because Adobe did incorporate a lot of AI into their infrastructure and into their business model. So it's a little interesting that the stock didn't drop on that whole, AI pullback. Which is good, because if the market does continue heading up and AI stocks do continue to rebound, I think Adobe will blow through this level here and probably very quickly end up back in the 300s. Realistically, you'd want to see a move back up to like 350 by the end of this year if we do get another bull run, right? If we get another leg up in the market. My SPY puts are just getting chopped to pieces right now. Maybe one more average down. This is frustrating. So this is why I should have stayed out. I'm still gonna hold, but there's a chance these are just gonna get chopped to death, which kind of sucks. Hi, NTC. Intel. I am very bullish on this name. I think we'll be back above 100, and I think we'll get up to 110. Up to here. I have leaps on this one, so. I think I'm going to add into my SPY puts. Just because I think it's going to drop, right? But data's really killing it right now. The average is at 0.67 now. Any new swings today? Yeah, I plan on taking a couple. We'll see. I kind of want to finish managing my existing ones, right? I don't hold the NVIDIA 225 calls anymore. Actually, there was a nice add-on for SPY puts right there. Let's see if it holds. The dyno calls are making a nice comeback. I think it's just because of the whole oil run-up right now. No, I didn't close out on my puts yet. Yes, I'm looking at the 5 minutes on SPY. It's a day trade. Of course I'm looking at the 5 minutes. Do you want me to trade, like, day trade on the daily candles? I mean, you can do that. That is possible. Okay, I'm green on my SPY puts now, okay? Chill out. If I use the 5 minute candles and I use the you know what? Just for that, I'm going to use the 1 second candles now. Watch me trade on the 1 second candles. What was I taking a look at? Oh, dyno. Dyno calls are looking good right now, and that's because we're looking at oil at 82 now. CL's at 82. So the funny thing, this was actually higher overnight. This was actually sitting at 84. So there's a chance that our dyno calls actually could have been nice and green today, but we were not blessed. So the average on my SPY puts right now is 0.67. It's sitting back at break even right now, but we'll see if these play out. If I need to cut out, then I need to cut out because data's really bad right now. It's just chopping. I think they're going to chop the market until CPI, probably. Somebody tag me. Honestly, it's smart to just sit out from most day trades right now and stick with swings. So I don't have the NVIDIA 225s anymore. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm pretty much trading live on YouTube only for now, right? Eventually I'll start doing more stuff on X, but for now I'm going to do a lot of the live trading on YouTube. So if you guys want to get notifications when I go live, go ahead and subscribe. What are my thoughts on MU? I just made a post on that yesterday. I will run through that in just a second. Just remember for the positions that I take, especially on swings, if I take a trim right? And it comes back down after every trim. The stop loss gets moved to break even, right? Automatically. It's automatic every single time. It doesn't matter. This is just to ensure that, after you take profit, you don't go red and then just blow it all away, right? Now, if you want to get extra risky after, you're taking, I don't know, a very light position, and let's say you trim some, and then you're willing to let the rest ride for fun, and that's entirely up to you, and that turns into a riskier trade, right? Sorry, what was the one I was looking at? MU. MU on the daily. Somebody asked me the question. They were like, "What is the chance of us getting down to the mid 600s compared to the chance of us getting back to 1,000?" Right now, from statistically, right now, we have a much higher chance of heading back to 1,000. The problem is, I think we will chop here between 800 and 1,000 for a good while. That's just because I think the market is going to process really the true valuation of like MU and SanDisk, which is good because it gives an opportunity for investors to actually decide whether memory deserves a much, a higher leg up, which in my opinion, I think it does. But MU, I would target at least over 1,000 within the next month or so. I think we should be over 1,000, and it could happen much quicker than I anticipate, right? It could happen tomorrow. The stock moves very violently, and even like SanDisk moves insanely fast. The other thing you have to consider as well for MU is, and I talked about this yesterday, how MU was the leader originally of this massive like memory AI boom, right? And over the last couple of weeks, it kind of faded off and took a back step, and SanDisk had the larger moves. I'm talking about from a percentage move, right, on a daily basis, and the effects of the memory sector overall. For example, SanDisk earnings took place, right? I think the stock was down like 8%, and MU was only down like 1%, right? So the stock that moved the most violently with the memory sector hasn't been the violent one recently. I guess you could put it that way. Hasn't been the most violent mover. So the volatility on MU has slowly died down. I'm not worried about the FVG on SPY 5 minutes. It's there. I saw that too. But we are still below the opening range. So while we are below the opening range, I will be targeting the lower half of the opening range. So as long as we're in here, I'm going to be targeting down here. We'll see if we get it or not, but that's ideally what I want. I want to move down to this lower end of the opening range. Iron calls. Yes, iron calls. Yes, iron calls. I am very bullish on this one. Maybe a little too bullish, but I am looking for a move back up to 45. I want a move here up to this wall, right? And once we get up here, I'll decide whether or not I want to add more on a rejection. Oh, SPY just dumped. Okay, exactly what I was talking about is taking place. Hopefully there's more downside. Let's see if it keeps going, but you can take a trim. They're up 20% now on the SPY puts. It's not much, but I'm really grateful for anything right now on a day trade, right? We'll see if it dumps to the lower half of that opening range, but they're green right now, and you can play stop loss at break even if you don't want to risk holding them much longer. Entirely up to you. After we overextended on memory, is it a healthy pullback? Is it a healthy pullback, which is kind of profit taking on SNDK, MD, WDC, or we move to a new sector? No, I don't think the memory sector is finished yet. I mean, I could be very wrong, but I posted numbers and stuff, on XY. I don't think the memory sector is finished yet. There's still data centers going up everywhere, right? I live in southern AZ, and there's a data center, being built right now, right down the road from me. It's 15 minutes away. It sucks, but we can't ignore the fact that these data centers are going up everywhere, right? And from an investor point of view, like, you want to capitalize on that, technically, whether you like it or not. It's happening. The AI, boom is happening, whether we like it or not. And no, I don't think it's done yet. I think, in my opinion, there will be another sector, and it's robotics is what I'm thinking will be the next one, right? I posted RR on X the other day. I think, I got in this one around 1.52, right? It's already up to 1.78. I literally caught it. It was down here. And, I caught a little further back. It was over here. But I got it in the 50s. So we're up almost 20% since my entry. But I think robotics will be next, in my opinion. Robotics, and the other one to watch too is like quantum computing, right? Quantum computing, I can't really talk much about it because I am in the process of educating myself further in it. But I think quantum computing will be next, along with robotics. I don't think memory's done, in my opinion. They're going to try to short it. I know that for a fact, because a lot of people are going to think that this is the top for memory. It's not. It's not the top for memory yet. All right, so let's look at some other possible swings we can take, right? So we have NVIDIA. CVS was green. Dino calls are climbing back up. You have why did Riley calls drop? Tesla calls. Let's take a look at Tesla. I don't really like like I said earlier, I don't really like Tesla calls, especially if we run into this like 337 zone. I think we'll see a rejection here, right? No, I wouldn't say Tesla calls just yet. IBM lifting. Yeah, I was talking about IBM yesterday on how they are actually one of the more bullish names that I like right now. But the reason being is because I was huge on having this gap filled, right? I want this gap filled at 287. I think it's I think it's a good, one of the better opportunities for like a leap, in my opinion. But I would like to see 287 again. Thoughts on Path and CRM? Path is a really strong name. I really regret, I had swings on this one, and I really regret selling them. I should have seen the breakout over $13, and I didn't hold, and we're up really nicely. It's all right. I mean, I think we keep going up to 17, probably like closer to $18 is the idea, right? Very bullish name right now, though, considering that it did make a pretty, I mean, it's 50% off of its low here. It's a good move. It's still bullish. That's my thoughts on it. If I'm going to look at CRM, Salesforce, CRM, I think is undervalued. I think this is a a company that needs to be trading higher. In my opinion, we should be in the 300s. This is another opportunity. I think this one should be in the 300s personally. Do you want it to break through resistance and take the higher call? I'm assuming you're referring to Tesla, right? And you want to break through this, like above 340. Above 340, we can then target the 370 entire gap fill. Ideally, that's the idea. So anything above like 340, I'm looking for a move above 340. Christina Palantir, that's still crazy that that price you got, Christina. Yeah, Palantir. I mean, we're climbing back up to 200. I think, like I was saying, I think we keep going. I don't know if we'll see an all-time high within the next month or so, but we're definitely climbing pretty quickly here. No reason to short Palantir yet, at all. Okay, I think I'm gonna cut my SPY puts here at break even. I can't handle this anymore. This is awful. Yeah, I'm gonna cut these. This isn't even moving. This is ridiculous. Yeah, that's a miserable morning to be trading the indexes. TSM. All right, so that means we just get to look at swings right now. TSM is they have a couple plants in Phoenix, right? TSM will see an all-time high later this year. I said that a couple weeks ago. They're going to keep going. It should be easily in the 500s by the end of this year. $300 for Palantir. I don't know why I typed 300. If it breaks this opening range too, then that's like, if it can hold above the opening range, yeah. Maybe even like a move to 180 today would be kind of cool. Yes, I don't understand why. I think the only explanation is that the market is just patiently waiting for CPI. That's got to be the only explanation, right? The CPI doesn't come out until tomorrow, and then we have PPI on Thursday. So, as much as I hate to say it, it makes sense why the market would just chop until tomorrow. But, an example is when I added at 0.65 this morning to the SPY puts around here, we're at the exact same price now, and the cons are down like 20%. I'm not in them anymore, but I'm just saying, like, way too choppy. It's just an hour within like a 50% or 50-cent range. That's horrible. So we'll be looking at some other swing plays. On, down, 18% today. That's a little ridiculous. I wonder how much those calls are worth. Probably go for these, actually. This should be a gap fill. I don't know why that's down so much. I mean, it is because of earnings, but they weren't that bad. I was reading them. Let's go for these. September 4th. The 32 call. Let's see what I can get filled at. The 32 call for September 4th. We're going to run the random picker for the giveaway right now. Hold up, I got to install this. I'm going to pick 2 people. And then what happens is you guys are going to DM me. And then I will send your prizes today. Let's take a look at the on. It is the 32 call for September 4th, right? September. Yes, I am taking it in Weeble. You can get it in roughly at around like 120. My bad. 120. DM through where? You can send me a message on X. The links are in the description for all of my stuff, right? My X is there. I have my Discord there. You can just DM me at any of those, right? I check those pretty regularly. So we're going for the on. It is the 32 call for September 4th. It is roughly around like 120, 125-ish. And that is going to be a swing. This is way too choppy on SPY. This isn't even worth trading. Unless you're selling options, like it is, that is not worth it at all. All right, so for today's giveaway, we got two winners. I've got Eric High, and I've got Emmanuel White, 7272. If both of you guys could DM me on either X or Discord, you guys both won. Congratulations. You're going to win $50 each. So just shoot me a DM, and I'll send that over to you today. Again, that's Emmanuel White, 7272, and Eric High. With two H's. Eric High. Congrats to both of you. Indexes are just way too choppy right now. I'm not even going to bother trading 0DTE. Sorry, I need to grab some water real quick. Okay, so we got on calls. Let's see what else we can do. Let's see, what are some good CPI? Let's look at some CPI possibilities. So I don't think CPI is going to come in hot, right? I think the market is going to keep heading up. The problem is a lot of the cons that go a little further out are a little priced a little higher right now. So it isn't really worth taking anything on the indexes. I think SPY will see a new high within the next few days, right? Especially after CPI. Even if CPI has an initial dip, the market is going to continue higher, right? This is way too choppy. I mean, I could scalp this, but I'm not gonna even bother. I've been doing enough. I did enough typing yesterday as it was. It's not even worth looking at. Tesla, let's take a look at NVIDIA. Oh, that is a nice bounce on NVIDIA. Christina, do you have NVIDIA calls? I think a lot of folks are trying to force calls too. I think everybody's anticipating a possible break of this resistance here. I'm not going to switch up and go long. I'm actually just not going to trade the indexes at all because I think they will chop this for the rest of CPI. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Eric. Like, the problem with Tesla is if we weren't here in this area, then there would be probably less resistance for sure, but there's resistance here on Tesla. So it's not worth trading Tesla, right? What I will say, like, out of all the ones that we have discussed so far this morning, Palantir probably is the stronger one. because it is outside the opening range still and is on a nice grind up, and I think it would head back up to yesterday's high, which is like 180. But yeah, it's not, for me at least right now, it's not worth day trading, which is completely fine because I've been hammering away at day trades. I mean, what did I take, like 6 yesterday? I forced 6 trades. Well, I can't really say forced because 5 out of 6 of them all played out very nicely, and NVIDIA calls went for 200%. But I guess you can't really say it's forced. But, you know, I was trying to trade really bad price action. I'll put it that way yesterday. Dino calls are now back at break even. That's crazy. What a comeback. And I didn't even average down on those. That's good. It's good. It's up 1.5% today. We'll see if it keeps running, but I'm in a much better position now considering that those expire in a week and a half. If it keeps going up and it goes slightly green, what I'll do is I'll trim, and then I'll probably roll them out a little further, maybe like a month or so. Riley is irritating me though. I don't know why. I mean, I still have like a month out on Riley, but unless my broker is lying. Let's see what Robinhood says. It could be my broker lying to me because Riley's up 3% today. My broker is lying to me. They're at like 0.37 realistically. It's because of the spread. Sometimes the broker gives the mid price incorrectly because of the spread. JetBlue is down. I think somebody asked earlier about options prop news. Options funding prop news. I'm going to have news on that later this week, probably more like Thursday or Friday is when I'll be looking into that. And I'll be posting more information on it as well. I'm excited. I found a good group. I met the owner. Amazing guy. I'm looking forward to it. It's a solid company, and the rules are, you know, the stupid like consistency rule. I think a lot of these prop firms form very unrealistic consistency rules, right? That are designed. I mean, they're obviously designed to squeeze people out or just discourage people in general, and make them constantly think they have a chance. This company removed their consistency rule for options trading, and here's the best part: this company, this options funding prop firm, they allow selling options, right? So this is an opportunity for a lot of you to learn how to sell options and profit on days like this. For example, let me look at I'll pull up the SPY, right? If you, due to all this chop today, if you would have sold a call, you would definitely be in profit, at least 20%, just simply from the selling aspect. So you would have profited on the value of the calls losing value, right? This firm is designed. Why is my Weeble tripping? It's designed for you to also be able to sell options. So this is going to be a great opportunity for everyone to make extra money, and there's no consistency rules. Yeah, you can do iron condors, you can do credit spreads, you can do debit spreads. This firm allows you to do all of it. So I'm excited to show you guys. This is another side of trading to me, right? I do every so often, I do know how to sell options and do the wheel, right? Another thing too, this will allow a lot of you to trade alongside with one of our analysts, Valerie. I'm sure many of you know who she is. Valerie does a lot of like selling options, right? And even I think Megan does as well. One of our moderators, Megan, does a lot of selling options as well. So this is a good opportunity for all of you. And that's aside from actually buying naked calls, right? This is definitely an iron condor type of day, 100%. Hi, Clint. How to learn when to enter and exit at the right time. I understand it comes with a lot of learning. Any directionality with this learning. Yes, so the big thing is for entries, it's big on what strategy you use for entries. The bigger part is, of course, risk management. When it comes to risk management, it's all about how, of course, you manage your positions. And for me personally, it's always a trim and move stop loss to break even, right? I am very big I'm very big on moving your stop loss back up to break even once you've taken profit on a position, right? Here's the crazy part, guys. My SPY puts are now at break even again. So we're down a lot. I mean, not a lot, but like looking at this chart, we're down a lot since my entry, and we're only just now sitting back at break even again. So this is ridiculous. Anyways, you're just witnessing the value of the cons is absolutely bleeding. But going back to risk management, it's really big. It's more on not letting your winners become losers, because you can have a really high win rate. You can pick the right direction, correctly all the time. But unless you know how to manage it, then it's just going to go red. SPY puts are definitely green now, and we're heading down to that lower end of the opening range I was talking about, right? So what I wanted this whole time is actually happening finally. I think a firm allowing you to do it with margins is nice. Yeah, I mean, that's the best part about it. Check a company called Fortune Power Solutions, FPS. I will do that. I'm going to set an alert here. If you guys are still in puts, go ahead and take profits. What is it called? FPS? Electrical products. I actually don't know anything about this company. Let me actually, since I like to do this for companies that I don't know anything on, and then I do research about them. I usually make a post about it on X. Let me write this one down. And I'll make an analysis post on it. I can't really give my thoughts on that. Like I said yesterday, I won't share my thoughts if I am not well educated in a certain stock or topic. I don't know anything about this company. It's a lot of debt. No dividends? What? Okay, so if I held my SPY puts for another eternity, they would have been very green. Okay, I will do research on this company. Yeah, so this is frustrating because what did I tell you all? I said I was feeling like we were going to drop down to the lower end of the opening range, right? That's what we just did. So I was not wrong. It just took an eternity to get there. I need that one eternity later audio. That's fine. If any of you guys held that, good job. I did not have the patience. I can just tell you, because I know Amazon usually moves like pretty relatively to SPY, or SPY move, I don't know, together. If Amazon is looking at anything like the SPY chart, no, we're not going to see a bounce on low of day. So I do think if SPY tests here, I think it'll fall. Hold on, I gotta update this. So I entered SPY puts twice, right? So there was definitely an opportunity to get into these multiple times. I'm not going to claim it as a win at all for me, but I will claim the analysis to be a win for me, since I did correctly state that I wanted it at the lower end of the opening range, and we did get that. So I was correct there. It just took it just took an hour to get there. That's all. Within like $1 range, even less than that. It's not even like $1. It's awful. Oh, that's awful. So it was like a 40% move. Yeah, the chop was just too much. It was way too much for me. Yes. Theta will eat the contracts. That's the whole thing. If you don't know what Theta is, oh my goodness, dude. I was so right. I was so right, and I didn't hold. Oh man. That sucks. It hurts. It hurts more when it's chopping forever and you finally exit and then it just like does exactly what you expected it to do. That's the worst. Man, that stinks. So it's alright. It's alright. Made money. It's like 60%. If any of you guys held through that. We'll see if we get a double bottom here. If we get a double bottom here, then going back to whoever asked me about Amazon, you would be correct. Oh, yeah, no. So Amazon's actually weaker than SPY right now. It's actually playing a part in dragging it down. Let's see where we can find some support here. Oh, this could actually be a good spot. Yesterday's low, or 2 days ago. Check it out. Yeah, if that holds, that's a valid case to go along. If it doesn't hold, then a lot more bloodshed, right? The big thing is now if we get better movement and some volume, if the 5-minute closes below the opening range and possibly conveniently closes below low of day, that should be another shorting opportunity down to 71. Maybe retest yesterday's low, but I would say more 71. That could be very hopeful of me, considering that today's price action is very slow, but that's the price, that's the level. I think the 5 minutes gonna close below. See, I don't want to risk going short again and then just suffering from chop again. If you held SPY puts, that's roughly 60% move. Maybe we could try a 772 put. Five-minute close below. Especially if it loses low of day here. Let's try the 772 put. It's like a 0.60. If it fails, then it fails. I'll stop out if it gets back into the opening range. I think we might lose low of day here. It's looking kind of weak. The first trims would be around, it's a 772 put. It's like at 0.60. The first spot I'll trim. If we get an initial breakdown, it should push us at least 20%, and I'll trim at 20%. If we just chop here, I mean, I'll lose it. Not PLTA, PLTR. Sorry. Yeah, PLTR is back in the opening range. It'll probably retest lower too. My FLNA shares are back up to break even again. I still hold these. I already did the drawing, Martin. It was for Eric and Emmanuel. Don't worry, I'll be doing more giveaways. Another cool thing is too, with the options funding firm, I'll have accounts to give away as well. That'll be fun. Okay, we got 10% on SPY puts. Okay. Now, remember, if we're... Oh, I think we're going to get a trim here. We just fell. Okay, once we trim, have your trims in at 0.72. Then you move the stop loss to break even in case it invalidates this breakdown. I don't even know if this will be a confirmed breakdown. You have to wait for the 5-minute candle to close below, right? So we'll see. Hopefully, it goes down. Okay, there it is right there. That's 20%, so trim, right? Place your stop loss to break even. So cons are at 0.75. Cons get moved up to break even. No, it's not members only, Martin. It's selected from folks in the stream. That's how I select them. Okay, 0.79. Still falling. You can trim more. That's 30% now. Stop loss is at break even 0.60 so that we don't lose. I wouldn't even say this is a confirmed breakdown yet. So while we have taken profit, it is safe to have that stop loss at break even. Because this is not a confirmed breakdown yet. Oh yeah, that's the big thing too, and I will take an opportunity to say that right now. Uh, there are a lot of scam accounts that use my name, right? And they only do it because they are successful in getting people to fall for it. But I won't randomly DM you on X, right? I have no private group. I have no WhatsApp. I don't have any of those, right? It is all strictly just my account, and that's it. I don't have any side accounts. I don't have any, private accounts, nothing like that. And I'm not going to DM you first, ever. Not saying I don't care or anything. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to take the time to DM everybody. I will respond to DMs, right? But not, I'm not going to reach out to you. So if it's me and it has my name, there's a good chance it's not me, unless there's like a legitimate reason. And you should always try to find proof and have go message like my main account, or go message my Discord account, and see if I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm never going to DM you. So don't even think it's me, especially if they're trying to get you to fund, like get a side account or something. Bad idea. We're going to do something crazy. We're going to try to short again here. Because we're still below that opening range, right? It's like at 5.2. Same strike. The 772 put. Because what we're going to do is we're going to try to see if it touches the bottom of the opening range, rejects, and then falls. But it's a 0.52. And I'm going in again. Oh man, I gotta work on my posture. My back hurts. No, not option ace. Option ace works. If you're referring to like through WAP options ace, no, the options ace is Mark. Mark works on our admin team. That's Mark. If there's a DM on WAP, that's a different story. WAP is a really secure platform. If it's from option ace on WAP, that's Mark. You can trust that. Yeah, but I hate seeing. Actually, people have been really good about it recently, reaching out to me and being like, "Hey, is this you?" For like the scammers. Yeah, it's generally not me. Yeah, because they do try to get the username as close as possible to the actual user, right? So they're pretty good about it. These scammers, like, I'm not gonna lie, they work hard to scam, but don't trust them. Spy dropping again here. I think that was a good entry. We're up like almost 20% now. We'll see. Yeah, I think that is a good entry. We'll see. Or ask them to message from the main account if they make some excuses. PS. Yes, that's another way to do it too. I mean, here's the thing. It's not going to be me, right? But if you want to like play with them, then yeah, just say like, hey, message me from main account, or I'll go message you on your main account or something. You know, that's another way you can do it. Or if he has 0 followers. Yeah, I have like 80,000 followers on X. If it's not me DMing you from that account, then it's probably not me. Yeah, exactly, Delay. It'll be like Clint dot, options with a Z at the end or something. I've seen some crazy, actually, you know what? Let's go on X right now and find some examples. And yes, I did re-enter, put clothing vibes. Let me find an example. So you have some of these names are crazy. You have Clint Awana's secretary, right? There's another one that says Clint Awana assistant. Another one that says Clint Awana's secretary. And I ban so many of these daily. Like, guys, I'm not kidding when I say that I have to, like, I'm consistently working to ban these. Like, I try really hard to keep them all out, but it's not just me. All the other analysts have the same problem. Yes, Clint's Vwana, like, there's just like some weird freaky ass names. And it's not just me, like I was saying. It's a lot of people, a lot of the analysts on Discord and influencers, they all struggle from it. I can't help it. It is what it is. It sucks, but T-Doc still has that big gap. I'm not going to try to position myself to get a fill just yet. Another leg down would be nice, yes. If you guys haven't already, I mentioned earlier in the... Whoa, what? No. I mentioned earlier in the stream, please subscribe to the channel. And the reason being is because I have been focusing a lot on live streaming on YouTube recently. And I just want you guys to all get an alert. That way I don't have to constantly post on Discord or X that I'm going live, right? If you subscribe, then you'll just get a notification that I am trading live on the day. So it's more just to help you all out instead of constantly asking if I'm going live or not. It says you're doing a private challenge to 100k. It's not a private challenge. It's in the Discord. The thing is too, I talked about this too for some of the account challenges. I'm bringing in folks to run it because the Altori community is so large now that while I would love to do some personally myself, and I will be doing some every so often, like I'm doing the consistency challenge right now, I am bringing in folks to do the Altori challenges for us. Some really experienced analysts and influencers on Discord. There's a lot of folks out there, a lot of influencers that have great followings and are fantastic traders, but just don't have like their own communities, right? They're just like waiting for, they don't have the time, or, would prefer not running a Discord. So, which is perfectly fine, but that's what I'm looking for. For example, Breakdown Sniper is one that I found on X, right? Breakdown Sniper only had like, I think 300 or 400 followers when I came across him. That guy's one of the best traders I've seen. Let's see how he did today. I think he's just like, he trades like 1 or 2 trades a day, and has a really solid win rate, right? Just because an account has a bunch of followers on X doesn't mean they're a great trader. There are amazing traders that have under 1,000 followers that you've never even heard of that just post their, analysis or trades daily. And Breakdown Sniper is one of those, right? When is the new system? We're looking for fall is when we're trying to do it. There's a lot of legalities and coding and stuff, especially with all the Oprah data needed. But we're aiming for fall right now. How do I join the Discord? The link is down in the bio. Clothing Vibes. It really is such a slow day. I mean, when you're begging for like a 20-cent move on SPY, something's wrong. I'm not a member. Is it useful to watch you on YouTube? Yeah, I mean, I will be doing these live streams more often with my trades. Also, eventually I'm going to be starting earlier as well. I'll be starting roughly around market open. I wanted to give like a half an hour cushion for now, just for people to get used to it. So probably starting earlier soon. Okay, so we're sitting below low of day, right? But there's just like, there's no volume. It's so dead right now. Oh, Chef Boy. Here's the SPY levels again. So if we get volume, right, and the market wants to move decently, we should be going to 771. But there just doesn't seem to be enough volume right now. It might be another late drop, yeah. I mean, I'm green right now, so I can afford some cushion. Like I said, as long as it doesn't chop too much, I can afford a little bit of chopping around. I do know Valerie's enjoying this very much because Valerie sells options. So this is Valerie's market. She's probably having a good time today. Even Megan. Megan's probably having a good time too. Come on, SPY. 10 more cents, please. Okay. The puts are back up to 0.70. That was a nice second entry there that we took. Oh, this is miserable. Okay. I'm going to play stop loss at break even on these, and I'm going to... Christina, see, you're smart. Why do you have to flex on us, Christina? Selling iron puts. You know what? I should be selling puts right now. I don't even know why I'm trying to trade the indexes. Okay. We have 70%, or not 70%, got it to 0.70 on the SPY puts, and now looks like they're coming back down to break even. And I am going to sell out of those if they hit break even, and then I'm going to be done. So I wasn't wrong today. I didn't get anything red at all, but also wasn't able to pull out any 100% banger, which is fine considering that today's chop is miserable. Here's what's going to happen too. I'm already predicting it, right? I'm going to go about my day, right? So I'm going to leave right now. I'm going to get off the live stream. I'm going to go about my day. I'm not going to be holding anything. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to look back. It dropped. It dropped. It dropped. Take profit. Holy blessings. No, I know what it is. They heard me, and then they decided to bless our patience. That's what it was. That's what it was. They heard me. They heard my prayer. 0.87. $7.71 would be nice. 0.90, still dropping. Still dropping. 0.96, take profits. We're up 75%-ish. It doesn't matter which put option you took or where you got it. You're green. So make sure you're taking profit. I don't care. It can chop now. That's fine. It can chop. I'm happy. I got 70%. What does kind of suck is the 773 puts are now at like 150, I think. Yeah, 150. So that does kind of suck. But hey, going 3 for 3 is not horrible. I'll take it. No excuses why anybody would be red here. Like, zero excuses whatsoever. If you're red, you literally did something wrong. Okay, so now we're sitting at like yesterday's low. So this is an interesting spot. We're sitting at yesterday's low. We could try to bounce here. It didn't go fully to the very bottom, but it's in like that low area, especially after the news yesterday. It might try to bottom here. If it forms a little bear flag, then 771 for sure. You should have taken good profit by now. Thank you, Clothing Vibes. Thank you. Dude, I'm not that goated, because if I would have been absolutely goated, I would have held through that miserable chop and not sold out at break even on the first play, right? The last two, yes, we definitely made money on the last two setups, but I'm still really mad about that first play because those are up like over 100% now. So that was my 100% play, was the 773 put that I entered twice, by the way. I even averaged down into it because I was so confident it was going to drop, but you know, it is what it is. I'll take these wins. Took profit on SPY and NVIDIA puts. Very nice, very nice. For that dude that's still holding PLTR calls, remember I was talking about the bottom of the opening range here? You might get a good opportunity to actually go long and average down on your calls, depending on where you got in, right? We're still early in the week. You have expirations on Friday, so still early. Do we have... Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of something else. Okay, so we'll see if SPY wants to bounce here. If it does, it's fine. I'm happy. I made money. Let me take a look at Tesla. This is a nice support here, actually, on Tesla. This could be a good spot to go long. If the market wants to bounce here, then yes, I would say yes, Tesla bounces. Where I would say I wouldn't take a position yet, Christina, is since we are still in the opening range, right? And everybody knows this, you know this as well. I don't like taking positions within the opening range typically. I did it on SPY this morning because I was confident we were going to drop. But typically, I don't like taking trades within the opening range. So I would still wait for a move outside the opening range. If you want to be a little extra risky and play off of this support here, then you can do that. But this is a nice support spot. I cut the PLTR and made my money back with SPY puts. It's very good. Oh, okay, sweet. I'm glad Glad I helped with that. Okay, good. Yeah, smart, Christina. Yeah, this could be your support here. SPY put's still going. If it forms that, okay, another low of day. The target now to the downside is 771. That's the spot now. Especially if it loses yesterday's low. I'll just draw it out here. Well, I wouldn't say that wick necessarily is that important. Because it was on news. It is still the spot to watch. I used to have that same problem, Christina. Actually, I still have that same problem, but I've just learned taking small profits here and there, even like when scalping is better for me statistically. So it's not that bad. Don't worry, it's not that bad. So we're still at yesterday's low, right? So within this whole area. There's still a chance this could be low of day. I might be done though. I think I'm gonna be done. I'll let some runners run, but I'm gonna be done for the day because that was a 3 for 3 on SPY. Took a Nvidia profit this morning, which is good. Dino calls are now green, and then I took on calls, so I'm just gonna let everything ride. I think there's a chance we could see 771 on SPY. I'm glad I went short again, though, on that retest of the opening range. I think that was a great play. Yes, risk management is way more important if you want to gain capital. You can have an average losing rate, right? You could have my brain melted there. You could have a very low win rate, right? You could have a win rate of like 38% or low 40s. But still be making a ton of money because your risk management is incredible, right? So yes, risk management is way more important. There is a chance this is low of day, right? So for those of you who want to consider maybe going long, you can. This is a spot. If you lose yesterday's low of day here, it will very quickly head down to 771. So we're kind of at like a decision point. I'm going to end the stream because I don't feel like if this does chop, I don't feel like watching it any further. I'm happy with what I've got so far today. I'm going to let my swings continue going. Yeah. If you guys have any questions or want me to look at, for the gentleman that had me look at, what was it, FPS, I will be posting an analysis on that later. Thank you for that one. And yeah, thanks everyone. I appreciate it. I'll see, maybe I'll do another giveaway tomorrow. But congratulations to everybody who won today, both of you, Eric and Emmanuel. More giveaways tomorrow. Both of you, make sure you DM me. I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, that's it. Have a great rest of your day. Be careful. Don't let this chop burn you. I will give more news on the options funding firm later. How many minutes is your chart refresh? It's by the second. It's trading view. It's very instant. Yeah. Thanks everyone. See you all later.